2021. We are having some the meeting is being live streamed by county channel. Is that correct, Robin?
Oh, ma'am, it's live stream on YouTube.
Okay, it's being live streamed on YouTube and it's being conducted only by video conferencing. It's not being conducted in person. So we need to have a discussion about, well, the approval of agenda is next, but there's some hands up because we have concern about confidentiality. Mr. Earl Campbell.
I would just like to say to Mr. Smith, I mean, we don't need to have an argument or disagreement about what is going on with this. This is a meeting. And if we cannot agree as 11 members, then we're wasting our time. Let's participate as a whole board, not just you against us or us against you. You know, it doesn't make sense. Thank you.
Tricia Fidrich.
Thank you, Dr. Quads. I think that we have to just believe people for what they say. And so I am going to publicly declare that I am in this room by myself and will be so during executive session. And I invite anyone else to make that statement that wishes to ascertain that they are by themselves during executive session.
Mr. Stribinger.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Following up on Tricia's thing, I am by myself and I only have one device. And you know, this could be so easily ended if you would just tell us why you need. I'm sure there's a reason why you need to. Just tell us why, and then we can move on. Maybe something doesn't work on one of them, but this is just such a peculiar place to make a stand without explaining it to us. You know.
Ms. Robine?
Yes, I'd also like to verify that I am in a room by myself for executive session.
Ms. Boatright?
I am in a room by myself with the exception of my dog.
Mr. Guyer?
I'm in a room by myself.
I'm in a room by myself.
Thank you. Ms. Middleton?
I want to say the same. I'm in the room by myself at my home. I don't have the dog in the room today.
Dr. Wisniewski?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, I am in a room by myself.
And I will state the same. I'm in a room by myself at my home. So, Mr. Smith, could you please state the truth?
Could you clarify what you mean, speak the truth? Can you clarify what you mean, Madam Chairman?
Will you please notify the board why you have the need to join with two devices?
I'm trying to figure out why are you harassing me, because it have already been said several times and the board knows why that. So for today, I just find it to be very alarming and insulting that you're doing it again. You know exactly why I have two devices, and for you to be doing this is not accidental. And so therefore I will not participate and I will not be bullied into doing what you think is right to point or try to make me come across as I'm not willing to work with the board. I will not be bullied into that type of activity by you.
Mr. Smith.
So therefore,
Mr. Smith, please answer the question.
I will not be bullied. I'm in the district office. So therefore it's clearly, there's no question in where I'm at and what I'm doing. So one of my devices don't work on this. One of the speakers don't work. So therefore I use my phone. I've been said that a long time ago.
Well, can I?
Please raise your hand if you want to speak, Mr. Campbell.
Mr. Smith, if your device don't work, why don't you take it to the district, to technology, let them fix it, or give you a new one?
You here for a meeting today?
Yes, yes, I'm responding to you. I'm asking you if your device does not work, take it to the technology. I took mine down there and they fix it and they give me a new one.
All right, we need a motion to approve the agenda. Mr. Earl Campbell? You're muted, Earl.
I make a motion that we approve today's agenda.
All right, Ms. Boatright?
Second.
All right, if you both could lower your electronic hands. Any discussion? All right, voting is open. All those in favor of approving today's agenda, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Point of order.
Aye.
All of those that are not in approval of today's agenda, please say no.
Point of order. I see Mr. Scrivener had his hand up.
I don't see his hand up, sir. Not on the electronic hands.
He had his audio. He's putting his hand up. I guess he was letting you know he had kept raising his regular hand.
I think he was voting.
I was voting, yeah, yes.
Okay, does anybody want to vote no? Okay, then the motion is approved the agenda is approved unanimously. Next, we will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States
Of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will have a moment of silence as there was a Bluffton High School 2021 student who was tragically killed over the weekend. Please be seated. Mr. Strivenger?
Yes, Madam Chair. We also had a Head Start student at Buford L who found a loaded firearm and is now dead.
How tragic. So let's have a moment of silence for that student as well. All right, we now need a motion to go into executive session regarding a student disciplinary appeal. Ms. Boatright?
I move we go into executive session.
Ms. Robine? You're muted, Kathy.
Do we need to clarify that we're going into executive session to hear a student disciplinary appeal?
Correct. So you just second.
And then
Ingrid
I'll
just-
second that, yeah.
Yeah, Ingrid made the motion, you second it. And go ahead and put your electronic hand down. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor of going into executive session now for the purpose of hearing the student disciplinary appeal, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. Hearing none, we will now go into executive session. And before we begin our discussion in executive session, we have to allow adequate time